Mohammed Daoud Khan ended independent newspapers. That's what he did. Hello, internet family. We're back. Welcome back to Neon Expedition, the channel interested in stories and storytelling. Last week, we outlined the premise for this series. This week, we're going to explore the newspaper landscape of Afghanistan. All links will be also added to the description. There was a visionary prime minister who freed the press, and then the press went riot and decided they're just going to hate on the monarchy and the prime minister equally. The new prime minister, he ended media or press freedom. But then the king was like, nah, let's have some media freedom. And, that's what they did. They ushered in a institution and the press was freed again, but they're told you have to be respectful. Cannot go hating on the king or the prime minister or Islam, and so on and so forth. So they're like, cool, all right, cool. Mohammed Daoud was like, nah, I'm not feeling that at all. So what he did was that he got rid of the king. He overthrew the monarchy and became the head honcho, right? So that's where we are right now. We're talking about the 1973 coup that ended the monarchical system. This could be the reason why the country started going. After overthrowing the government, he went on to shut down 19 newspapers. The media came under severe scrutiny and restriction, ending the decade of media freedom. In Spain, there was another thing that was like this. It's kind of like the Spanish Inquisition. That's basically what happened. So after Mohammed Daoud overthrew the king, he went about doing the Spanish Inquisition of Afghanistan. And I don't know what we could call that one, but after 3 decades, they were overthrown in 2001 by international military intervention. Currently, on the ground, news is disseminated almost exclusively by television channels and radio stations. Because of this, newspapers focus on opinion pieces and analysis. These newspapers are owned directly or indirectly by rival political parties. Naturally, they are not. They don't enjoy the same freedoms as they might have or their predecessors had in the 1940s. The news industry plays by different rules nowadays. They practice sportsmanship. However, this doesn't mean that they do not indirectly champion their own agendas. But of course, it's not. It doesn't fly in the face of insensitivity towards ethnic groups and religious denominations. They do agree on one thing, though. They all vehemently are opposed to the presence of foreigners, be it civil or military, citing that they're culturally influenced and they might have hidden purposes. Locally, it's more about culture, but at the regional level, the papers they differ on their outlook towards their neighboring countries. At the crossroads of Central and South Asia, Afghanistan is bordered by Pakistan to the east and south, Iran to the west, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan and Tajikistan to the north, and China to the northeast. The referee in all this is the Ministry of Information and Culture. One group could be favorable to Iran and oppose Pakistan, and the other group could be favorable to Pakistan and oppose Iran, and so on. So the Ministry of Information and Culture oversees the media industry in terms of what gets published and broadcasted. They're responsible for issuing broadcast licenses to radio and television stations. So the existing number of outlets, media outlets in Afghanistan, they do not match with the official list of the Ministry of Information and Culture. So there are publications that are unregulated. So you'd imagine I mean, stories need to be told, as we've been, discussing so far. However, you'd imagine that it's problematic for journalists to report on, what's happening, other than what in favor of a particular opinion or idea, a political party. Therefore, so far, 24 journalists have been killed in Afghanistan from 1992 that we know about, according to the research link in the description. On a happier note, or a lighter note, the Khalid Group produces magazines, circulations of around 20,000, and a regular distribution in all provinces, for around 40 pages per week, and they're published in the dominant languages of the area, and they offer a wide range of subjects within the 40 pages. So they talk about current affairs, they talk about international news, they talk about entertainment and art, and they would include poems, jokes, and so on and so on. The magazines are targeted towards high school reading levels, and this is important because because of the war, not many people are literate. But after, of course, the 2001 ousting, more people are at least getting an education. Next week we'll talk about the books and authors and that landscape. We'll see how that goes. So far, it has been a wrap. Editing saves everything.